If you are wondering if I regret changing an outfit every time, I regretted that a long time ago since I started sending out the clothes, but I've already committed to it, so we're still gonna keep going. Okay, so up next are the bicycle amplified cards. Nice colors that you don't typically see on cards. Faces, of course, are recolored to match the back. I also am not the biggest fan that the design is only one way, but it does like create some cool contrast. Wow. So yeah, another good like tier C kind of deck. So like standard bicycle or even custom bicycle, I consider tier C. Yeah. So now we're gonna move on to tier B. I would say tier B is like if someone asked me to recommend cards that are not standard or even custom bicycle or tally-ho decks or aviators. So yeah, the first deck actually isn't one that I would recommend because you can't really get it, but this is the Magic Con 2014 cards, which again is from the 11 deck giveaway. The back design is just a star made from like very thin blue lines, but I like the faces because you got that vibrant blue and even like vibrant reds. Feels really nice though. Knock Sport Green cards, these were like $8 with the sale. I think they're like $4. Okay, pretty much along the same lines are the Knock Leaf cards. Pretty much the same in terms of handling, but of course they have the leaf back design. Here it is. I got 2 of those. Okay, again from the 11 deck giveaway, we got these cards, the Fantastique cards. This one is signed. Honestly, I don't know who signed that. I think it's actually got 2 signatures. If I were to guess, it might be Dan and Dave. I found out that if you riffle through the cards, it has a little animation. It works better if you actually have the deck in new deck order, but I don't care enough to put it in new deck order. Sorry guys, if you want to see that, go find another video. They've got a quite interesting design. Next are the cohort cards. These cards I got used. I think they were donated to a thrift store, so I got them and they handle well, but again, because mine are used, they may not handle as well as if you got a new deck, of course. But that sounds really nice. The cards are really thin and they are also marked, which I'd say a relatively well hidden marking system, and it's like super easy to understand because like it literally tells you. So like this one is the Jack of Spades. Next are the palette cards. I have 4 of these. It's a very basic box and the back design looks like this, but it's a really good practice deck in my opinion. But the colors are nice, they handle well, and it can really just be a deck you don't really care about. They're pretty much always on sale for very good prices, and they handle well, so it's just a really good practice deck. And I mean, part of that might also be just bias because I watched Weston Hamilton a lot when he was posting more cardistry, and I'm pretty sure he was involved in this project. So alright, next up are these Jerry Nugget cards, gilded version. I've said this before, but like the smell is, I don't know what's causing the smell. It smells like cherry, so I call these my cherry Jerry's. The gilding kind of like ruins the handling. Like I can barely do biddle flip. Like it feels a bit sharper when doing like a thumb cut. But like these cards don't handle badly really. They're a bit thick though. But I got these like 2 years ago, I think, from my dad as a Christmas gift. It really just smells like cherry. Maybe it's not even cherry. I don't know what it is. I don't like how big the pull tab is though, because like I'm glad that over the years it got smaller. Anyway, up next is the holographic Memento Mori deck, which I got for my birthday, I think 2 years ago. 30 out of 3,000. This is a cool deck in my opinion. I've just never been the biggest fan of the Memento Mori like design from Chris Ramsey, which I mean, it's just not my personal favorite. But these cards, I understand that they don't handle the best because they are completely holographic on both sides. And I mean, the colors are nice, they pop out. They kind of gives me a headache though to look at it. I've tried to break them in, but they just won't break in well. And they've got like this bow upwards. And here we have the Lord of the Rings playing cards. by King's Wild Project. These cards are quite interesting in my opinion. They are very, very heavily designed. I don't really use these cards much, but they're very cool. I just also don't really use them much because I think there's a good amount of detail, but it's too much for me that I like can't really take in everything that's happening. Like here we've got like a whole map, I think. And I think I got these like last year for Christmas for my dad. And then here we have the Arthurian playing cards by King's Wild Project. It has like a sword flap, although it kind of makes me nervous that I'm gonna break the box. So again, well designed in my opinion, just not my personal favorite. Also the cards are a bit like sharper on the edges, I feel like, and they're quite stiff. I think my dad got me these like 2 years ago for Valentine's Day, like of all dates. But I think he just like saw them and he thought they were cool, so he wanted to get me them. Right, here we have deck 1, I think by Theory 11. You can't really see it because the box is all dark and it's like embossed. I got this deck from the 11 deck giveaway as well. And then here are the first playing cards. I got these from Cardistry Tyler at Indiana Jam in 2023. But these cards are quite nice. Alright, up next is the David Blaine Blue Black Lions. And I got these from a Rise Magic giveaway. And I got it signed by both Grant and Chandler. My only issue with it is just how stiff they are. Or at least they were. I mean, I've used them. But yeah, I'm very thankful to have won that giveaway and have this deck. I honestly don't remember what I did to win the giveaway, but I do have a video on it. Okay, next are the Red Wheel cards by DKNG and Art of Play. I'm not as big of a fan of them anymore as I used to be. I do still like the faces, and I know they've come out with different colors as well that I have considered getting, but then I have decided not to. They handle well. They are just a bit too thin in my opinion, like not in terms of like actual thickness, but like they're flimsy. They bend when I don't want them to. Like I don't know if you saw it during Rolling Stones, but I mean it was a single card, but it did just like bend a little too easily. And I don't think I put on like too much pressure when I'm doing moves. I know some people like to really bend the cards. Yeah, overall though, good deck. A little bit more pricey than I think they should be. I think they're like $12.50. Okay, next we have B playing cards. I got 2 of them from a family member, I think 1 or 2 Christmases ago. Yeah, these handle actually a lot better than I expected. I do like these cards. Okay, I'm tired. Up next we have the Holographic Fontaine. This one I got from the release. And then this one, you can see the box is damaged, which I got from X-Dex because it was on sale because the box is damaged. These cards I think are cool, and again you got the full box holographing, and then the cards are holographic. They're really flimsy and bend super easily, but overall I do think they handle pretty well. So similarly to those, we have the Broken Mirror playing cards by About Cardistry. I did recently make a deck review of these cards. Like you've got that shattered mirror back design, and it even goes to the faces, which are holographic as well. I do think they handle a little bit better. They feel more durable and thicker. Got again that cool design. I went on Kickstarter to get these cards, and I saw that they were $177, but then I realized there's the HK beside it, which meant Hong Kong dollars and not US dollars. So it was a lot less, or I thought it was more expensive than they actually were. $750 US dollars. So do the math and conversion for 3 of those. So yeah, it was not as much as I thought it was. And I actually then like told my dad that, and I looked at him and was like, these are $177. And he just looked at me like, and then I said they're Hong Kong dollars. Just like, oh, which is like the total including shipping was like less than $50 US dollars, I think. I could be wrong. I'll probably put a picture up somewhere. Like it's just basic money conversion, but I thought it was funny. Anyway, up next we have another holographic deck. I kind of put them all together, but these are the Tale of Spud. The inside of the box is reflective, it's like still reflective and it's got the little characters. And I got these at the Indiana Card Jam this year. I again mentioned that in the video, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, little story is that I was at Card Club and I like said, hey, there's a meetup going on in Indiana, if you can make it, try and come. So one of my friends from the club was able to make it for like 40 minutes, which I mean was fine. But yeah, they got to get one of these decks from Spud as well, so that was pretty cool. And also from Spud is the Revision deck by him. It's a very different style, but I think the colors are unique and they handle well. I think they're just kind of standard Crush stock. Again, you got that one-way back design. Moving on are the Mondrian, I think Broadway or version 2. I got this deck from SoCal. I saw this deck on Rise Magic and thought the colors and design was neat, so I got them. There's nothing too special about them. There's no really special story. Next are the Tempo cards. I've seen these cards. Like, I like the colors. They are also vibrant, and you got that little circle. I mean, they handle like a standard deck of cards again, but you got some good custom faces. Okay, even though like the past few cards are pretty standard, we're gonna move on to what I'm actually calling the A tier. Part of that is just bias in terms of the cutoff. Like, I'm sure some of those cards that I mentioned could go into the A tier, but I'm actually starting the A tier now so that editor EB can fix this mess of a video. But anyway, starting off with the first deck in A tier is the Raspberry Snackers. I got my friend this deck for, I think, Christmas, but I got them and it came with the bag. But yeah, basically I'm pretty sure I was buying this deck for a friend, and then I saw that they were on sale, so I also bought me one. So basically just self-shopping at that point as well. Of course, it's organic playing cards. I will say, like, objectively, the back design is as basic as you can get, and you'll see Fontaine's later, so yeah, again, the cutoff was very biased, really. One of the few pink decks I own, so again, nice colors. But I don't actually eat raspberries, that's why it's lower. I do, however, eat strawberries. I freaking love strawberries. I like the colors, nice like summer vibes. Of course, you got those custom faces. Now, this deck actually has an actual story. So the story is that my friend was getting this deck for my birthday, but they didn't tell me. They played it off because I don't like them getting me. I didn't like them getting me stuff, like, in general, because I feel like it's awkward and I feel bad for like not getting them, even though I have gotten them things. But basically, they were asking a family member to get this deck for them off eBay, and it was like $70, which, I mean, this deck is a few years old, so it makes sense, but for a deck of cards, that's a lot of money in my opinion. But yeah, they got this deck, and then it came in, and I said something along the lines of, I'm jealous that you're getting Strawberry Snackers before me. And then they said, well, now is a good time to tell you that this is for your birthday, happy early birthday or something. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So yeah, I wanted these cards, but I was not going to spend that much money on them, but someone else's family member did. But yeah, it's something. I think another thing that's funny though is that I think the family member was like, is this like actual food that I'm ordering? Because of course it looks like it. And I've been asked like by other people, I was like, is that a snack? Can I eat? Like, they look at the bag, is like, are you having like freeze-dried strawberries or something? And I just think that's funny. And then next from OPC, which this is my favorite deck that I have by them, is the I'm literally reading it and I can't. Okay, the scoops, the mint chocolate chip scoops. I was like literally reading the top and it was not processing for some reason. I got this specific deck from Daniel Huckins after we had a call from him from Card Club. I mentioned that in another video. This one is shiny, and also I just like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Yeah, nice colors, nice shine. It's also just very detailed in terms of like that ice cream cone. Like, come on now. kind of inconsistent with the camera angles. But anyway, we have the Dan and Dave Smoke and Mirrors deck. Also got this from the 11 deck giveaway. But of course they handle well. They're a little thicker. Then here we have the Fulton Chinatown. In the 11 deck giveaway, I also got the yellow one, but I gave that away to someone. And I quite like the back design. But yeah, I haven't really used this one as much either, but still handles really well. And it feels nice and durable. And I like the box, it's nice and reflective. Alright, next we have the first Fontaine deck that I'm mentioning. And I know it's kind of silly for me to put this in A tier because it's just 2 Fs, but I do like this color, and this is the Seafoam version, and of course it handles well. And the 2 Fs really have grown on me. I don't know if it's just like me falling into the hype. I mean, obviously falling into the hype at least a little bit, but like, I like this color. The cards handle well, so I don't see why not. I mean, it's my choice. So yeah, I think I just got this one off X-Dex because there's a little dent in the corner, so it was slightly cheaper to get. And then we have the Chinatown Fontaine cards. Don't remember where I got the first one, honestly, but I got an open one from Lewis Caldwell. So actually, small story is that when I was buying the cards from Lewis Caldwell, he wanted to be paid through Venmo, but I don't have a Venmo account, so I had to call up one of my family members because I was also doing this while away at college. So I was just calling up my family member and being like, hey, can you pay for these cards? Of course I had to like convince them like this is a reputable cardist, he's not like scamming me. Like, this is a common practice in the cardistry community where people may sell decks on Instagram and they paid for the cards through Venmo and then I paid them back. It made me a little nervous because I felt like I was like putting myself on the spot because I wasn't prepared to pay with Venmo or having to call up a family member to pay. But yeah, since it was used, it was slightly cheaper, but it did not come with some of the extra cards, which is okay. This is higher than the Seafoam because it's actually like different, like there's design on it, different faces than what you see on other Fontaine cards, so that's cool. It's standard handling, but it handles well. And you got the little smiley faces on the flaps and on the top. Anyway, we have Anyone Summer checkerboards, I think. I wanted this deck for a while, and I think I got this deck from the Wounded Corner. Hype decks are kind of A tier at this point. Like I don't even have an explanation, and that's not great, but I don't. Anyway, we have the Split Houndstooth. I like this one because it's got 2 different colors, and they're nice colors. In my opinion, I like green, I like blue. Of course, that means though that the design is only one way, which means it looks like this in fans. But if you're just doing like standard packet cuts, then it's just fine. I got this deck because someone on Instagram got the SoCal Cash because they do a $25 reward every week. Someone on Instagram was kind enough to give that cash to me to get these cards, so I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, I'm not putting the hoodie back on, but we got the Anyone Worldwide UK edition. It's just the UK flag, so it's not really much better in terms of design compared to the Houndstooth or the checkerboard, but I put this higher because of course I got mine signed, and again, pretty much everyone and the entire story behind this deck is mentioned in my meeting cards for the first time video. But for a quick overview, I bought the deck at the Anyone pop-up, and then I just went up to Cardist and asked them to sign it with the Sharpie. I had a few conversations besides just can you sign my deck, but some of them were just can you sign my deck? Okay, cool, goodbye. Yeah, that very much tested my social skills, which are practically non-existent. Getting out of your comfort zone kind of thing, but I think it's pretty cool to have that. Anyway, next are the missing cards. Alright, up next are the missing Data Bend 2, I think. They kind of remind me of water, but then electric eels or something. But yeah, I got all my missing decks from the Indiana 2023 jam. And then we have the red cards. The ace and like the back kind of reminds me of like a deadly plague or virus. Maybe that was the idea, but yeah. And then we have the Philadelphia infrared, completely different back on all of them. Anyway, we are back to another anyone deck. This is the ready-made Houndstooth. They feel different compared to the other anyone cards. Slightly smoother, I feel like. And then the edges feel really nice, so that's why it's higher. I will say though, I mean, I don't have this one, isn't as used, but my friend got one as well, and I used them because I'm more of a cardist than they are. They can get a bit clumpy, but other than that, I think they handle well. Of course, of how they're made, though, some of the cards are more faded on the edges or something. Those imperfections are just unique characteristics, not defects. But yeah, I also got that in England during the pop-up. Also got 2 Houndstooth. Alright, next are the Sirius latest cards. I think that's how you say it. I think these cards are quite cool. I think I got them from a 52 card sale. They have like that creepy eye, and they've even got that little like part for that inside fan. Yeah, I like these cards. Alright, next up are the actual Verts cards. I got these 4 years ago for Christmas from my dad. I put these cards higher. I don't actually know why. I think they're about equal in my personal opinion. I mean, they handle the same almost. I think actually the Verts might be slightly better, but I don't know for sure because it's not like an equal playing field because I've had these for longer. But of course, you know Verts. These are the fall winter cards. I will say I feel like Verts has gone down in like terms of quality or design over the years, but I think this was like their last good deck in my opinion, but I just haven't gotten the new one, so that is just my personal opinion and bias. But yeah, good cards nonetheless. And of course you got the matching shirt that I got, I think for my birthday or something, I don't remember. Alright, up next are Cardistry Touch Materia. I have 6 of these now. I would have had 7, but I gave one to a friend when I got them from SoCal sale. I think I got all of them from SoCal from various sales because I guess no one seems to like them. But I really like these cards. I mean, considering how cheap they go on at times, they make for a great practice deck at this point. Crush stock, you've got that back design and the front design, which I mean is quite plain, really. I do like this deck, so I'm not sure why, but no one else seems to like it as much as I do. There's not really a story behind these besides SoCal has great sales. Alright, up next are the Play Dead playing cards. I got these cards after seeing them from the Rise Magic video where he got them. These are some of my favorite cards. I just really like the back design. It just and the faces, you've got like 3D skeletons, and it just looks really nice in my opinion. And this was like the first deck I had asked for Christmas, I think, or maybe it was the second one actually, since the Prism Black. These are like the first good deck because these handle much better. These are like crushed stock from Riffle Shuffle. I am just very biased towards this deck because I just really like it. Right, up next though are the Sirius B cards. These I think are the V4, the green ones. I got these because I like green and I like the cards, obviously. As much as I like the green, I don't really think it fits, at least in this case, because I'm pretty sure Sirius B itself, well actually, Sirius B is the dwarf star, and therefore it's not correct. I think they misnamed the cards, honestly, but I could be like mistaking myself. Anyway, I like the green, but at this point it just reminds me of Wicked at this point. And I don't think it fits Sirius A, the star, because I don't think it's hot enough to be green. I don't even remember if green is like on the spectrum because I don't know if our eyes can notice green in terms of heat. It's like usually red and blue, kind of, or even white. I'll have to fact check myself. But anyway, I like these cards, and I ordered them. I think I ordered them straight off Riffle Shuffle. Okay, and now are the blue version. So these do actually have a story. I got 2 of them, and I swear I did not put them in our Amazon shopping cart, but I'm pretty sure I was just browsing Amazon, of course, because sometimes, you know, cards like these will be on sale or just available, and maybe I did accidentally hit add to cart, but I don't remember doing that. My dad saw them in our shopping cart and asked if I wanted these, and of course I said yes, of course I want these. My second favorite colorway, the blue does fit in terms of the star, and it's also just a really nice blue, and of course it handles well, and it has that funny story, so it's just got like that kind of like nostalgia to it, I guess. And then of course is the Sirius B V2 cards, and this is my favorite colorway because it has more contrast compared to the blue and green, and it still fits like the fiery idea of a star, even though I'm pretty sure Sirius is not like our sun, but it's still very cool, and I like these cards, of course. Now in terms of like the ranking, I put Sirius B above Play Dead because the Sirius cards have like a smoother feeling. I don't really know what it is about it, but I do think they handle just slightly better, so that's why. In terms of design, it depends on how I'm feeling, on which one I like better. But yeah, of course, I like both either way. I honestly don't remember how I got these though. I think it was for my birthday. Like when I turned 15, I asked for these. So yeah.